Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here, our expert, Jim Beglin.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter. It's great to be on board.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So things are underway. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, Peter, the inclusion of this fella, Mickey van de Ven, is probably an indication that the boss wants to play out from the back. I mean, we all talk about how brilliant his recovery pace is when it comes to defending, but he's actually quite tasty on the ball too, particularly with his long-range passing, and he loves those diagonals at times, and he's one to watch out for.
I wonder whether that has anything to do with you being a defender once upon a time, Jim. Well timed, excellent interception. Ryerson. Linton. Van de Ven cuts it out. Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
And he's intervened well there. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Can he get on the end of this? That's a look and place it forward. And they're back on the ball again. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. No goals as yet, but it has been pretty lively. Fofana.
Are certainly playing with an intense focus in executing their plan here.
And it's Kostic. Linton. First quarter of an hour gone. And here's Rafael Leao.
Yeah, we're actually currently watching a contest of insipid probing. The only way is up, I hope.
That is good alertness. Now that's well seen too. Now looking to orchestrate a counter.
Estoril really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options.
Cleared without hesitation. Benfica with their first corner, the first in the game for either side actually. And he's taking no chances there. And now a sudden chance to counter. Now it's Szoboszlai. And the shot! Goal! Estoril! And Estoril score first! Whoever is in his path, he will always find a way.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
So the first moment of real significance.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
Rafael Leao picks it up out wide.
Benfica clearly are looking formidable down that left-hand side, the current supply route. Look, it's the width that's providing this momentum, and they look set to further exploit. Gives the defence a decision to make, whether to go zonal or man-to-man now.
Great ball, and he's in here, and the shot! That is decidedly lacking.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back. Benfica really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Rafael Leao finding himself in space. Now the delivery.
There's much frustration as to the lack of a touch to finish that off. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
He's a sharp little ball here.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
He's rising! Oh, denied brilliantly!
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Oh, that's a key interception. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Played into space.
Look, they're prepared to be quite physical to contain any danger that might come their way.
Thierry Correa.
Benfica certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
It's just beyond his reach. He's looking wide, and here's Rafael Leao. Linton. That's a cute ball. That's been cut out, well played. Played up towards the front line. Oh, that's well spotted. Van der Ven calmly anticipates. Now it's Linton. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Fofana. Now that looks a decent ball. Linton, nicely shaped ball. Dink through. Correa spots it and intercepts. Not the most convincing of passes. Aimed beyond the defence. And it's Fofana. And here's Rafael Leao. And here's the chance to counter. Well, nicely intercepted. Sterling. So a temporary halt to the action. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Benfica currently behind by 1-0 at the break.
It's been a pretty tepid display. They'll want to use this break wisely to regroup and come out with some fresh initiatives. This is all still very salvageable, maybe even winnable.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half.
Benfica can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Looking for options for movement. Oh, that's fabulous. Defending was strong and firm. Can he get it through? And he's picked it up out wide. He's going to have to tune his rangefinder before the next one. It's a good run down the right. Crosses it in. Shot at goal! Brilliant from Fofana! He's got himself an absolute peach. Benfica are back in business. That's wonderfully done. Crisp hit, true finish.
Struck with genuine ferocity. The ball was there at a nice height and he was able to hit it with great control as well.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Can he finish? And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Fofana really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Now it's Szoboszlai. That looks a good ball through. That's the keeper's ball.
Well, I'm hoping for a nice open second half now. It's there to be won.
Good ball, good take. Benfica can breathe again, just.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Threads one in. There's the shot! Oh, it's hit the post! And again!
I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owes him big time there. He's lucky his mate was wide awake to that.
Oh, good ball! Goes for a shot! Goal! Estoril! And again they hit the front. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Estoril leading now. And that's a good-looking ball. Szoboszlai, he won't be happy with that one. Now it's Ouattara. Oh, that's nice. Kostic. And that's the keeper's ball.
Benfica really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
This is a really front-footed approach.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
They get a throw-in.
Substituição para o Benfica. Número 18. Abandona o relvado e vai entrar com o número 20.
Konsa. He's having a hit! Benfica have their third corner. Tries to get it clear. And now they can spring out of defence. He has found the way through.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
He's in a great position here. Smith Rowe. Benfica are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. Benfica are making a change. After this, just one opportunity to do so. Knocks it into space. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Rodgers. Oh, well played, that has snuffed out the danger. And he skips past his man. Good ball over the top. Shapes to shoot! It's a goal! And surely that clinches it. There really is no way back now. Pressure, what pressure? He feels none of it.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
Estoril now in a position far more desirable.
Well, that's pretty much sealed it now, and surely, Peter, we're not going to see any complacency after that.
No, not quite on the same wavelength. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
He can run onto that. He's picked his way through. Rodgers! Yes! It's all becoming so easy. And that really is so impressive.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
Número 15. Está a proceder-se a uma substituição.
Estoril are able now to make their substitution. It's been on the cards for a few moments now. Estoril visibly comfortable, now up by 3.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
He's being urged to shoot. Can he finish? And he's stuck it away. So what's your view on that goal then?
I love the technique in that finish. There was a concentration to keep it down.
And very quickly, the substitute made his mark.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Número 9.
So could they be onto something here? Chance for Ito. He's had it taken off him. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Could move up a gear here. Oh, this looks sharp. Played out towards the right wing. Rodgers. Now it's Szoboszlai. Well read, nice interception. Here's Ito. That's been slipped through. Van de Ven. Thierry Correa.
Vamos ter 5
Here's
minutos
Rafael
de
Leao.
compensação.
Oh, he's found support out wide. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. 5 minutes to add. And he's managed to get free. And once more, he proves rigid and robust. Not the most accurate pass. No, that's been intercepted. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Oh, good spread. And he's picked out the run. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Konsa. Here's Ito. Jensen. Good running, strong and purposeful. Nice interception, well timed. And there goes the final whistle. Well, that's a tough one. Losing is never good, but this one feels especially hard to take. Not a lot that went glaringly wrong, but the result is one that will make them suffer. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Well, there was a distinct lack of clarity or commitment in everything the players were trying to do. Looking pretty lethargic, and they were ruthlessly exploited, and deserved to be.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom, and to wish you all a very good evening.